They circled my daughter like vultures, 6 old women from her grandmother's church, screaming at her in public, calling her unchristian. All because she didn't want to play big sister to her dead father's affair babies. I got there just in time, and by the time I was done with them, they had no idea their whole world was about to collapse, one hymn book at a time. If you've ever wanted to see a manipulative family get exposed in the most poetic way possible, stay with me. And if you've ever been gaslit, betrayed, or silenced by people who think they're untouchable, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this revenge, it's holy. Let me start with this. My name is Anna. I'm 46 years old, and I've got 2 daughters, 17 and 15. They are my world. Last year, their father, my ex-husband, died in a tragic accident. But his death didn't bring peace. It brought chaos. Because before he died, he cheated. And he had 2 sons with the woman he was cheating on me with. She died too. So now, 2 orphan boys exist, and my ex's parents, my former in-laws, decided they wanted custody of my daughters and to move in with us. Let me make this clear. My daughters were the ones who discovered the cheating. They were the ones who told me, and they've been in therapy ever since. Those kids represent trauma, pain, and betrayal. They're not ready to embrace them as siblings, and they shouldn't be forced to. And yet, the grandparents wanted to erase all that and play happy family. No way. We're in court now over custody. But them moving in? That's a hard no. Not now. Not ever. Fast forward to my youngest daughter's birthday. I gave her some money and set her loose at our local farmer's market, her favorite place. She was excited. Chocolate. Sweets. Little things that make a 15-year-old girl smile. After an hour passed, I got worried. Then my phone rang. It was her. Crying. She whispered, "Mom, some church ladies are yelling at me. They won't let me leave." I froze. My heart dropped. I grabbed my oldest and we ran. When we found her, 6 older women, some familiar faces from my ex-in-law's church, had surrounded my baby. They were pointing, shouting, accusing her of being unchristian, saying she was cruel for ignoring her grandparents, for rejecting her baby brothers. They called her selfish, cold, said she was going to hell for turning her back on family. She was frozen in tears, clinging to her little shopping bag. I stepped between them and my daughter. My voice was calm, but my blood boiled. My oldest daughter took her little sister's hand and guided her to pay and head to the car. I stayed. Then I unleashed hell. I told those women exactly what they were, brainwashed bullies. And when they told me I was failing my role as a Christian wife by refusing to support my in-laws, I laughed. "Funny," I said, "considering your Christian son cheated on me for years." Their expressions shifted. They hadn't expected pushback. We were asked to leave the market because the yelling got intense. As I walked to the car, they followed us, like vultures. But they had no idea what was coming next. Underscore, 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 underscore. That night, after tucking my daughters into bed, I reached out to an old friend from that same church.
He still liked me.
He was honest and horrified. My ex-mother-in-law had written a massive sob story in the church Facebook group. She painted my daughters and I as heartless villains, claimed we made them homeless and penniless, even though they inherited my ex's bank accounts and life insurance. She lied and said the affair kids were surrogates, that I couldn't have more kids, and they were a gift from God. And I, apparently, refused them because they were boys. It was disgusting. But here's where it gets interesting. This church, super judgmental about LGBTQ+ topics, but also super anti-cheating. Cheating, to them, is a mortal sin. And she never told them the truth, that her son cheated on me for years. She knew if they found out, the sympathy would vanish. So I gave them the truth. The next day, I took my day off seriously. I went to a print shop. I printed everything. Photos of my ex cheating, including one of them making out on our couch. Screenshots of his text convos with his mistress. Messages from his parents encouraging him to pursue love. Emails harassing me about the divorce. And the worst, texts from my ex-in-laws to my daughters, calling them bastards, blaming them for their father's death. Yeah, 2 days after he died, they said, "You told your mother. You ruined everything. You killed your father." I paid extra for high-gloss prints. Then I got crafty. I made binders. Beautiful, clean, church-looking binders, just like the little prayer booklets they hand out. On the first page, a high-resolution photo of my ex and his mistress kissing, with a caption, "A love story," ex's name and mistress's name, then page after page of undeniable truth. I dropped them off at the church, slipping them into the bin where people grab spare hymn books before service. No one checks those. By Sunday afternoon, the gossip exploded. The church group was on fire. The comments were so vicious, the pastor had to step in just to tone things down. The words they used for my ex and his mistress, let's just say they weren't Sunday school friendly. And the in-laws, they were shamed out of the church. They couldn't show their faces. And here's the kicker. I even got apology letters in the mail for my daughters. One woman offered to pray with us. Another invited us back to the church for support. Do I think they meant it? I don't care. All I know is justice tastes sweet. As for my ex-MIL, she wrote a pathetic Facebook post whining about how no one cares for the elderly anymore. Claimed she was alienated and wished her great son was still alive to take care of them. With what? My money? I was the breadwinner. My daughters are the only ones I'll support. Everyone else? They can choke on their lies. Imagine their faces when those binders started spreading. Their perfect little image shattered. Their poor grieving mother narrative burned to the ground. Because you can't build sympathy on lies, not when someone's got receipts. My daughters didn't just get justice. They got their voices back. And the people who made them feel powerless, now they're the ones cast out. Sometimes, when people attack you, they expect you to take it, to stay quiet, to be the bigger person. But silence doesn't always mean grace. Sometimes silence is trauma. And justice? Justice is loud. If this story hit you deep, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying revenge you've ever seen? And remember, don't mess with someone who's got the truth and a printer. See you in the next one.